Oakhurst Lunatic Asylum, case number 1972. Dr. Mortimer Thornfield recording. Patients 04859 through 04859 known as the Psycho Bunnies. Their true identities are unknown to me at this time. Diagnosis: Eccentricus malevolentis disorder, or EMD. The patients seem to have inclinations of a twisted and unconventional artistic talents, exhibiting a disconcerting combination of insanity, disorderliness, and a penchant for the macabre. Observation: their collective behavior and unyielding commitment to selling t-shirts and merchandise that revel in the darker aspects of existence have led to the diagnosis of eccentricus malevolentis disorder, a condition that merges artistic eccentricity with a delightfully wicked sense of humor. Treatment plan: the patient's relentless obsession with creating and selling t-shirts adorned with sinister slogans, macabre imagery, and morbid humor is a defining symptom of their condition. Therefore, procurement of said merchandise is recommended.
my Galaxy 500.
Get with your nearest cult member.
Double stacking is a noun that refers to the action in a horror movie of impaling both members of a completely couple.
The creation of the atomic bomb. What was it?
Oppenheimer?
The Manhattan Project.
The Manhattan.
Everything they're bringing up.
I was about to say the Philadelphia experiment. I mean, which one are we talking about here?
To go in the depths, I'm looking up heavy water. What does heavy water do to a person's body? And I'm like, okay, they're watching me now. I know they're watching me. All right. Hey, we got a follower.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, this setup is so much better. I can see everything now.
I don't know who that was, but thank you. I didn't see the name. I couldn't see that far.
Well, who was it? Let's see. It was Kisa. Kisa has liked it. Let's bring her stuff back up again.
Woo! New like.
Why is that highlight reel not working?
I don't know.
It was working before. I don't know how to make it work.
Well, that's fine. We're good.
All right.
We're going to talk about horrible people tonight.
Yeah.
Doing horrible things.
Yeah.
Doing horrible things. And I mean horrible people because it wasn't just this guy.
No, it looks like it was almost like a family affair.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, there were like 8 other people plus his wife.
Daughter was involved in it. We'll get to it, but he did some messed up things with his daughter. It like messed her up mentally.
No excuse to participate.
Extreme advisory warning tonight, guys.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and start this. Kisa. Hello.
Hey.
All right, here we go.
Kisa.
Here we go. What?
Oh, I was gonna say we're gonna mute everything again real fast, and we'll go ahead and start it. Sorry, I keep forgetting this is not. I'm still used to Streamlabs. I'm still getting used to it. All right, here we go. It's so professional now.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I worked really hard on this, like to put it all together. And then on the pre-roll, I noticed up in the corner where it says stream starting soon, it's over to the left slightly. And the pre-roll is slightly larger than the display right here that we're fitting in. And I was like, oh, and I couldn't fix it either.
Look, when you create stuff, you are never satisfied.
True.
You always see all the little things nobody else sees.
True. You
no.
See some of the projects I'm working on right now going, ah!
When you go back and rewatch it, you're going to be like, oh no, it's very noticeable. It's very noticeable.
Offset.
Well, hey, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve.
Well,
I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with what you put together.
Yeah, now we just got to find a widget where the back chat can actually see the chat.
Yeah.
So instead of having to be on YouTube or something else.
We'll get there.
I guess we'll say hi to everybody real fast.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody, real fast.
Lawnmower
Hello, everybody,
Man.
real fast.
Calvin's here. The PBDC Collective's here
Hey.
from Facebook.
We got Whitechapel. Who's not the
Whitechapel's
band,
here.
but I still pretend it's the band, even though I know
Sausage
exactly who it
Jack.
is.
Yeah.
Let's
I
do
also-
this really fast.
I also have a highlight thing right here. It's supposed to be working, and it's not working. See there.
Did you
Aw.
unplug something again?
I did actually earlier, but I'm gonna have to go do some stuff here real fast. You know, I'm not gonna do this.
Let's not mess with it for a little. We're
There's
just
a
gonna
lot
have
of
to deal with it not there. Okay.
Yeah, it's just not here.
Just not
Yeah.
there.
All of a sudden, it's gonna appear out of nowhere. Watch.
Across everything.
Yeah.
The entire screen.
All right.
And hi, Kisa. And hi, Calvin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Calvin.
So let's get it.
Please share this out.
Yes, please.
Best way to support your streamers is to share, and it's absolutely free.
Calvin, if you could share it out. Keisa, if you could share it out. Whitechapel, if you could share it out. Yep.
Please, please. And share it from your respective share it from the respective social media pages that you're on. Because some people may not use YouTube, or they may not like what's going on Facebook, or they may not like Twitch or whatever, but they might like to have the options of Twitch, YouTube, X, and Facebook.
Yep.
Rumble.
Oh, are we on Rumble right now?
No.
We are on Rumble.
We are, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Oh, did we?
No, I didn't hit the multi-stream for Rumble.
Oh, no.
I messed up. And
don't hit end.
I would have to end the stream altogether to start it all over again.
It's fine. Next time.
Next time. I messed up and I sent you the stuff for it and everything. I knew there was one I was messing up on.
Well, let's get into this because this is a really brutal one, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry if any of you believe that abortion is okay, because I don't believe it is. I think that there's a special place in hell for somebody who's willing to just kill a baby because it's not the right time for the person. I think specifically there's a special place in hell for the doctor that's willing to do it.
Well, and I can understand if somebody wants to tap out on this one, because this one is a rough one.
It is.
Yeah. It's. I guess I just put it out there right now. This is about abortion and infanticide.
Yeah, definitely not a Metallica song this time. It's not Harvester of Sorrow.
No, this is more like Infant Annihilator.
This is.
Yeah, but we're still sticking with a serial killer. He was labeled a serial killer.
He is a serial killer. Yeah.
40 plus years of this. And mind you, one of the things he did back in the 70s, he was one of the main doctors that they videotaped doing this stuff.
Oh God.
Like he had a videotape series for other doctors.
And for the record, I will put it out there, I don't believe DNC to be the same as elective abortion. I understand.
No, one's elective and one's a medical procedure because of medical issues.
Yeah, and for those who are going to say, but a miscarriage is spontaneous abortion, it's not elective abortion.
No.
It's not like going in to have your nose resized.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can agree with me, disagree with me, hate me, unfollow me. I don't give a shit.
I just had the worst joke ever. I was like, well, if the abortion doctor missed, you might be having your nose resized. Fuck. I'm going to
big miss.
Oh.
What I was getting at is elective surgery such as cosmetic plastic surgery. That's an elective surgery.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now,
exactly.
You get burnt and
Parental
you have
advisory.
to have cosmetic surgery because you have third-degree burns and you no longer have a nose.
Oh, exactly.
That is not an elective. That is a medical procedure.
Absolutely.
Two different things.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get into this. This asshole's name is Kermit Baron Gosnell.
Kermit the Frog!
Yes. Born February 9th, 1941. This motherfucker is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he deserves to be, but he is. He is an American serial killer and former abortion doctor. He provided illegal late-term abortions at his clinic in West Philadelphia. Born and raised.
With abortion scalpel in his hand or something. I can't rap.
Yeah. This is why we listen to metal.
Jesus Christ, we're brutal tonight.
Gosnell was convicted of the murders of 3 infants who were born alive after using drugs to induce labor.
You know, the crazy thing was I was trying to figure out something because I really wanted to show off everything we did here. So I was like, man, what are we going to cover here? What was serial killer? And I went through the list of serial killers on Wikipedia, and I was like, no, that one only did 4. That one only did 3. That one only did 2. I was like, that's going to be a 5-minute one. And then I saw 40 something years. It was like, oh.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of a sentence and I got thrown off. You're fine. My brain. So Gosnell was convicted of the murder of 3 infants who were born alive after using drugs to induce labor, the manslaughter of 1 woman during an abortion procedure, and several other abortion and drug-related crimes. Yep. What was?
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll get the
Kisa.
comments here in a second. Sorry.
I was just like, yeah, no, I saw Waka Waka.
Yeah.
I was like, what? So the staff at Gosnell's clinic testified that there were hundreds of infants born alive during the abortion procedures and subsequently killed. I'm sorry, you're a staff member at the abortion clinic that's illegally running for late-term abortions. You're just as fucking guilty, asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
You,
Complacent.
like, you know what the fuck you're doing. I'm sorry. So, Gosnell, based in the Mantua neighborhood of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, owned and operated the Women's Medical Society Clinic, a non-compliant abortion clinic that was dubbed a house of horrors during his criminal trial. In a 2010 raid, authorities found the intact human remains of 47 victims stored in bags and cartons. Numerous of which were suspected.
I didn't realize that it was not, I mean, in the span of time, 2010, like he was operating up until 2010.
Yeah, since the 70s.
He got caught in 2000. Well, I'm sorry. They started coming after him in 99, roughly, but it was roughly roughly a little over 10 years later is when they got him.
Oh yeah.
So he was still operating that whole time.
How does it take you 10 years to build a case in something like this?
One of the funniest things about it, because he's a person of color, he's black, right? His lawyer tried to say that the authorities coming after him for being a serial killing, baby killing doctor, they tried to say, oh, it was racism.
Oh.
It was fucking racism.
Yeah, so racist.
To come after him.
No.
In any logical universe, I don't understand that.
And can I say I am so glad right now that fact checking on Facebook is done. They've actually announced it today. I saw it on Fox News. So we can actually say stuff like this now and not get popped.
Oh, yeah, because they would call us racist at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there were 47 victims stored in cartons and bags. A lot of them were suspected and later confirmed to be victims of infanticide.
Every time you say infanticide, I think of Metallica. Infanticide.
When this guy passes, there's a big pineapple waiting for him.
The biggest.
You know,
the biggest.
When I was texting you a couple days ago about it, Odd Mother.
Well, not the biggest, but
that's why I was like, this guy makes Kemper look like
an angel.
Look like an angel. He makes Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy look like an angel.
He made fucking Ramirez look.
I don't know about that.
No, he does. I'm sorry, he still does make Ramirez look fine. Look sane.
Well, when you are taking the life of one of the most vulnerable within the human species, which is a baby, they can't do anything to protect themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't understand what brings a person to be able to do that.
There was a guy that was just set free from prison yesterday. He was convicted of murdering his not too long of a girlfriend's baby boy. He didn't even get 25 years. He got 25 years, but he paroled yesterday.
How much time did he actually serve, I wonder?
Because
usually in a situation like that, they only serve like 10 years.
It was something like 15, maybe, Yeah, on par with Mengele. Exactly. Hey, John.
Yeah.
This guy, they said, oh, he's not allowed back in Kern County.
Oh, yeah. We're like, how?
Oh.
He's not allowed back in Kern County, but how is he going to get.
True, Kisa.
What happened?
Oh, I said true. Hitler's pineapple's bigger. I said yes.
I was like, how is he going to get to Northern California? Anything like that? He's still going to have to come through Kern County. It was the weirdest thing, too, how they did that.
Nobody wants him anywhere.
No, I get why they did it. The victims here, all this other stuff. They should have just left him in jail. He's a murdering bastard.
Yeah. No, I don't understand. Life. Yeah. I don't understand it because, I mean, in cases like that, I mean, there's got to be some logical point where society says, you know what, it's not worth trying to rehabilitate some people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not worth trying to do that. And because they did criminal activity prior to them getting caught. So yeah, I mean, like that's like saying, don't don't own an illegal gun. I mean,
Yeah, right.
criminals are going to do things that are
Don't
against the
you-
law.
Don't you do things that are illegal, you criminal.
Hey, all you gangbangers out there, go ahead and turn your guns
This is
back
a gun-free zone.
It's a gun-free zone. It's they're not going to come in here with a gun. It's a gun-free zone, guys.
Kisa agreed. Yolanda was denied parole.
You know, we should get to a little bit more comments, right, real fast.
Yeah.
Kisa says, okay, there we go. I'm sharing. I thought you said crumb.
Crumble.
Crumble. Sorry. Oh, I didn't see that part. Whitechapel.
Parental advisory suggested. Absolutely.
Yep. I'm with you,
Absolutely.
Every baby has the right to live. Yeah. You know, the crazy thing is when you hear your child's first heartbeat for the first time,
it's
I
weird.
Thought that was the corniest shit I would see in the movies, and I heard it. I was like, oh, I just melted. I was like, that's real.
Yeah. Wait till you see it. I guess every, picture of the baby is different for each person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What my first daughter looked like was completely different than what my second daughter looked like when they went in there and did the ultrasound, and you can actually, see the heartbeat, and they're like, there's the hands and there's the feet.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna see that on Monday.
We're gonna see all that
She
Monday.
looked like a little mermaid. She was like.
We're gonna find out, boy or girl, Monday. We're gonna see more Monday. I'm telling you, my heartbeat was already going so fast that when they did the heartbeat, I was like, "Oh, that's obviously mine, right?" And he goes, and she goes, "No,
No, theirs are very fast.
that's the baby's." And I was like, "Whoa!" I think the video I sent was, "Whoa."
John Biggin says on par with Mangala. Yeah, right up there. Actually, he had more time than Mangala. He took more lives. I'm sorry. He didn't take more lives than Mangala. I can't take that.
No, he did not.
He did not.
He had more free range time.
He did. He had very much more free time. Mangala had 6 years. I'm sorry. Yeah, roughly 6 years. And then he was on the run for the rest of his life. This guy literally was given free reign. And then again, when it came time to arrest him, they're like, oh, it's racism. We can't do this. No, it's not. He's a fucking murderer.
So get this.
Yeah.
In 2011, he and his wife and 8 employees were charged with a total of 32 felonies, 227 misdemeanors in connection with numerous deaths, illegal abortion procedures, regulatory violations, and Gosnell was also charged with conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, distribution of controlled substances, maintaining a place for illegal distribution of controlled substances. And this was including things like OxyContin.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it looked like he was a big, subscriber of OxyContin.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you about OxyContin. Don't do it. It was not fun when I had my surgery.
Oh, yeah. Percocet.
The perks. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, Percocet make me nauseous.
Oh, no. It was the 2 days later going, why am I craving this? All right, done.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The mood swings. You don't think it's real until all of a sudden you have them.
So, listen to how fucking just delusional this guy is. Ready? So, his wife, Pearl, for the record, this guy had 6 kids. 6 kids. But he was an abortionist. Lovely.
He was making roughly he was making the abortion clinic like roughly $15,000 a day. He was walking with thousands a day himself.
So,
well, and as much as I hate this man, I don't mean to interrupt you, Aki.
You're fine.
But as much as I hate this man, I can't help for my dark humor to just make an appearance. He had 6 children. Like, those children must have been really bad for him to hate children so much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So you know what? I'm gonna take this medical degree. I'm gonna become an abortion doctor. I can't beat my kids, but here we go.
Well, so his wife and
that was completely inappropriate.
That's what we do. Have you seen my memes?
So his wife and the 8 employees pled guilty, right? They were like, "There's no way that we can get out of this."
He's all fuck that.
And
10
he
years
goes,
later.
He's like, no, I'm not guilty, and I want to go to trial.
Hold my beer.
Let me get. Did he want to represent himself too?
No, he had a lawyer. He was smart.
Okay,
but
it
only took 2 years for him to get convicted of first-degree murder in the death of 3 infants and involuntary manslaughter and the death of Karnamaya Mongar, an adult patient at the clinic who died following an abortion procedure.
When we get into those, we'll get into that later. There's the stuff that he did to women on the table.
Oh God,
was fucked up, brutal.
Well, so he was also convicted of 21 felony accounts of illegal late-term abortions, 211 counts of violating Pennsylvania's 24-hour informed consent law. After the conviction, he waived his right to appeal in exchange for an agreement by prosecutors not to seek the death penalty. He was sentenced to life without parole. He was also, in addition to life without parole, sentenced to an additional 30 years for federal drug charges. And he's currently...
what gets me on this, though, is that out of all this, he only got convicted for 3 counts of first-degree murder.
When there was like 47 that minimum.
That they found in bags and cartons?
Yeah. That they found like pieces of.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. I have unfortunately seen bits and pieces of certain procedures because recently they had a abortion clinic giving a tutorial about how things happen. And they showed these people laughing and giggling while they were tearing babies apart. Yeah, so I did see small bits of that, and I was trying not to. I was trying to just watch the report and read about it. And I'm sorry, these people that work in abortion clinics are fucking evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you cannot tell me that this is just a medical procedure. If it was a life-saving procedure, it would be called a DNC and it would be done in a hospital.
Exactly.
So, I understand if the baby's not viable and needs to, you know.
Well, and nature in a lot of cases has a way of doing that on its own. If the child, like you said, is not viable.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people don't realize too, is that your body has memory of that. So, you may have that procedure, that elective procedure done. Your body's going to remind you 9 months later.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's women who
that
have gone to
should have been
prison
born.
that had abortions that ended up going to prison or got abortions because they were going to prison or whatever.
Well, you'll produce milk and all
they start
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
They start lactating and everything around the time that they should have had the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely horrible. Take your daughter to work day.
Yeah.
Oh
God. Yep.
Oh man. So, let's get into his education and early career. For the record, he's still imprisoned at SCI Huntingdon. Gosnell was born February 9th, 1941 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as the only child of a gas station operator and a government clerk. He was a student at the city's Central High School, from which he graduated in 1959. He initially attended the University of Pennsylvania and then graduated from Dickinson College with a bachelor's degree.
God damn.
He received his medical degree at Thomas Jefferson University in 1966. I have so many jokes for that.
I know we're not trying to make so many jokes here, but Jesus, it's easy on this one.
It has been reported that Gosnell spent over 4 decades practicing medicine among the poor, including the Teen Aid program, and opening the Mantua Halfway House, a rehab clinic, really, for drug addicts in the impoverished Mantua neighborhood in West Philly. Oh.
Like, he could have really helped his community.
Yeah, but instead he got them hooked and sent them to his halfway house.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He was completely taking advantage of his own community. Just murdering people left and right, and literally taking advantage of the poor.
He was an early proponent for abortion rights in the 60s and 70s, and in 72 he returned from a stint in New York City to open up an abortion clinic in Lancaster. Lancaster is what they say it out there.
I know, I always do that too. I thought it was spelled Lancaster. Like
it's the same exact thing, Lancaster, like out here, but they say it Lancaster.
It just like it's
Lancaster Avenue and Mantua.
Is that like Worcestershire?
Wash your sister sauce.
Wash your sister sauce. Worcestershire sauce. Wash your sauce and sister sauce. Well, that's a clip right there. Yeah. Oh, and I didn't hit the button. I have a little button here.
That's funny. So,
give Hexus the shiny red button.
I know, right? I can do this. That's not appropriate right now.
Want to hear
I was going to say, I don't know if that's really appropriate for this particular
You want to hear a super oxymoronic statement that he said to the Philadelphia Inquirer in October of 72?
Yes.
As a physician, I'm very concerned with the sanctity of life.
Fuck you.
But it is for this precise reason that I provide abortions for women who want and need them.
Why is that
Doesn't
always...
that cancel itself out?
Yes!
I hate those kind of like...
Everyone always yells at me.
People do that.
What about the mother?
Yeah, the argument.
Why is that always why is that even an argument? I'm saving lives by murdering babies. No, you're not. No. That's what we were talking about. I was talking about with Akia and everything. I was like, this guy literally is the epitome of a splatterpunk novel. Like Edward Lee, I read his stuff all the time, and he is literally one of the main villains in an Edward Lee movie or book.
Oh yeah, no,
like,
it gets worse.
Like he's literally sacrificing these infants. That's the only way I could like put it. He's sacrificing them to himself because he's a fucking serial killer.
No, this gets way worse right now. In that same year, Gosnell also performed 15 televised.
That's the one I was telling you about.
Second trimester abortions
in the 70s,
using an experimental and dangerous supercoil method that was invented by Harvey Carman. This event came to be known as the Mother's Day Massacre of 1972. The device was untested. It was an untested plastic ball with razor blades that was inserted into the mother's uterus to chop up and expel the fetus.
Yeah, he's the one. I think they still use that.
No, they don't.
Oh, they don't? I thought
they're just worse about it.
Ugh, fucking monsters. Man.
The device caused severe lacerations, infections, and the women to bleed. Complications from the procedure were reported by 9 of the women, with 3 of them reporting life-threatening complications and one of them having to receive a full hysterectomy.
I imagine in most cases, that person would probably never be able to carry a child ever again.
Yeah.
No. I can't. Okay, so they're way worse about it now. They're way worse about it. Yeah, angel of death for babies.
Yep.
I think actually they're actually worse about it now because I unfortunately saw some of the procedures and they like rip it apart.
You know the crazy thing? Kisa says she's glad they had the heartbeat law in Georgia. Yeah. Don't we have that here in California too?
Not that they pay attention to it.
Well, it only makes logical sense, even if you look at it from a legal standpoint. And this has always been my argument. We live in the United States. We have a Constitution. The Constitution says that every American citizen has the right we have certain rights. Okay. I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole, but if you go by biology, then life would start at the moment of conception. If you go by heartbeat, then life begins when the fetus has a heartbeat. So,
at 8 weeks, they were showing
even if you go with the heartbeat, at some point, even though it's not outside the womb, it's still an American citizen, and it should enjoy the same rights as everybody else.
The logic
regardless of where it's living.
That logic of it's just a lump of cells is like, well, no. What do you think it's going to turn into? Magically turn into? There's a chance it's going to turn into a rabbit or a possum or something like that. It's going to be a human no matter what. It's going to come out human. It's not like you got impregnated by a demon or something like that.
We have an app that
and it's got to be a little you.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, exactly.
I don't know.
We have an app that we've been following this whole time, and it literally shows when everything was forming and like what's forming each week, and
like the brain, or it's gonna be, I know what you're talking about.
And it showed when I know. It showed when the heartbeat formed, or the heart formed, and it started beating. And I'm like, it was the shape of a human being even before that. Like, it was a.
I mean, it looks kind of like a mermaid or an alien, but
but
still a human being.
There's still a spine, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
A baby whale.
I got a mermaid.
Like a little beluga whale.
Like a little orca. You ever seen the movie Orca? Don't watch that movie.
As long as it's not a narwhal.
It was a reimagining of.
If it was a narwhal, you'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Narwhal swimming in the ocean.
Get it out of me now before it starts coming out with the sword or the horn.
Come right out your belly button.
Oh, man. Whew, where was I?
You were at the super coil, the thing that made me cringe.
Yeah, that thing was bad. So, the 1972 Enquirer article also said that Gosnell was a respected man in his community and a finalist for the Junior Chamber of Commerce Young Philadelphian of the Year.
Oh, that's her. Sorry.
That was me. Of the year.
I'm turning yours down, not mine.
You are turning mine down.
She has my mic.
That's why you keep telling me to get closer, and I'm like, you're turning me down.
My bad. I was like, why is it going on number one? That's my mic. Oh, I'm on number two now.
Yeah. So, thank you. Now I can hear myself.
Sorry. There you go.
By the late 80s, however, public records showed state tax liens were piled up against the halfway house, and the abortion clinic had $41,000 in federal tax liens. Gosnell has been married 3 times. His third and current wife, Pearl,
still
had worked at the Women's Medical Society as a full-time medical assistant from 82 until their marriage in 1990. They had so he has 6 children from 3 women.
Wow.
And she knew exactly what she was getting.
100%.
From 82 until they got married in 1990.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. How can you be like, I'm doing the Lord's work?
You can't.
Psychopaths. That's how.
You can say it all day long, but you can't.
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing. Morality is not universal. Morality is dependent on the individual. This is why I try to say this to people all the time. I don't function on morals. I function on honor. Honor is universal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
100. Look, for the most part, let me say it is for the most part universal. American honor, you have honor within America, you have honor within different countries, but it's roughly the same thing until you get to the Middle East. But then that's different.
What did I just think of freaking Amon Amarth?
I don't know.
What was that song when he's talking about like you would never have guessed that they were best friends because they fought like enemies?
Oh, the one of the most recent music videos. It's just where they've moved away from, they have Viking lyrics, but it's very modern.
Well, it's still like, but like the lyrics were like something about like you would never have guessed that they were best friends because they fought like enemies.
Wow, that's UFC fight. That's MMA for you. It was an MMA based video, and that's how mixed martial arts is. You beat the shit out of your friends.
Yeah, I never saw the video. It just happened.
I've known a couple of people like that where you're like, how in the hell are they best friends? All they do is fucking at each other's throat all the time.
Well, no, this is actually like in the video. It was a competitive. It was MMA. It was literally
the video was actually.
It was. Well, I've known people like that.
Oh,
the lyrics sound more like honor fighting.
Yeah. It's all if you're a boxer and your best friend is a boxer, you're gonna fight each other literally, and you're gonna be happy about it. So
I just kicked myself in the stomach.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I don't know why I thought of that right now. But so Gosnell has four children from his previous two marriages. In covering his background, media commentators drew attention to the incredibly diverse portrayals of Gosnell, touching on both his community work, the creation of the halfway house and teen aid program, contrasted with portrayals of his practice as an abortion mill.
Jesus.
In which viable fetuses and babies were routinely killed following illegal late-term procedures.
Abortion mill.
That's the most accurate way I've heard it. I've seen it put so far.
Like a sawmill.
Yeah, that's
abortion sawmill.
Oh, that's brutal.
Abortion razor ball. What the fuck?
Abortion razor ball.
Abortion phantasm.
Basically, that's what I kind of imagined when up there. Just
and then I see John Biggins, frenemies.
Yeah. Baby shark doo doo doo.
Yeah, Whitechapel.
He's been doing that because I randomly posted narwhal swimming in the ocean.
You know what I've been doing? Playing live games lately. When every now and then I get in a pinch, I'm on no, like just like the Australians do. No,
no,
no. Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, every time you say "ooh, piece of candy," it said "ooh, he's a candy."
Oh, it says "ooh, he's a candy." Oh, he's a candy. Oh, as I'm blowing up bots and terminids.
It says "ooh, he's a candy."
Oh, he's a candy.
So in 2011, Gosnell was reported to be well known in Philadelphia for providing abortions to poor minority and immigrant women. Gosnell has been heavily criticized for racism on the basis that he separated white women from black women.
Oh, that's another thing. Like, okay, he treated white women
better.
He treated them better, but it was still he went and found them the cleaner beds, everything. It was like, dude, what the fuck is?
Yeah, he would give them.
he actually washed off the razor ball.
Yeah, basically. And stuff like that.
I'll use a little bit more Novocaine for you. You're white.
He charged $1,600 to $3,000 for each late term abortion, and had made about $10,000 to $15,000 a day per day at the clinic.
I still, it's crazy. I try to go into every episode we do with an open mind, but even the podcast I was listening to on this, the Outlaws and whatever, I can't remember the full podcast, but I was like, even them, all of us, we're all like, well, going into this, we're all doing the same thing. Fuck this guy. Fuck abortion. How are people still doing this?
That's what I mean. You can approach something with an open mind, but at the same time, this is
oh my god,
cut and dry.
Oh my god, listen to this. I just found his price list for abortion services.
Hell.
So Family Medical Society.
It's done up like a freaking menu too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding. It is set up like a menu.
A division of Women's Medical Society. 3801 to 3805 Lancaster Avenue, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 19104 has his numbers and everything. Price list for abortion services. Pre-op exam including ultrasound, $125. 6 to 12 weeks. Hold on. It says billing 600 and 4 to 8 weeks, 625. 6 to 12 weeks, 450. 13 to 14 weeks, 575. 15 to 16 weeks, 675. 17 to 18, 925. 19 to 20, 1150. 12 to 22, or I'm sorry, 21 to 22 weeks, 1325. 21 to 22 with a 2-day procedure is $1,575.
2-day procedure.
That's probably a medically induced, I bet you.
2-day procedure. Prima gravida.
All I know is I freaked out when I woke up from my surgery with my gallbladder, and they were like, we almost had to close up and send you to the other hospital, which would have been a 3-day stint, already having them poked holes in me.
No, oh God. So it says multigravida is the 2 days. Prima gravida is 23 to 24 weeks, 1850, 3 days. Almost always a 3-day procedure. Sedation, local and paracervical block, no additional charge. Heavy sedation, paracervical block, $50.
Wow, 3 days.
Twilight sedation, paracervical block, $90. custom sedation and paracervical block. So when I say paracervical block, I mean epidural.
So many homes. There's so many families who want a child, who can't afford regular adoptions, stuff like this. There's so many ways to just give your child up and to suffer for 3 days through this shit.
Well,
payment of
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, this is just something fucked up I just found. Payment of credit card is accepted, but merchandising fee is added.
What the hell is merchandising fee?
They
give you a t-shirt and a hat afterwards?
No clue.
I was gonna say I went in for a 3-day abortion. I survived the 3-day abortion.
And all I got was this lousy trucker hat.
$15 to $300, $20 to $500, $25 to $750, $35 to $1,000, $45 to $1,500. None of that makes sense.
You know the best part about
I tell you what also doesn't make sense. I mean, is that, and I don't know, people can say whatever they want to say, but it's a valid question. What would persuade someone that is in late term pregnancy to have
they get broken up with and they're just jerks?
A selective abortion like that.
I don't know.
There's blame on both sides.
If you're at that point where you're like a month away,
BTK, right?
You're
like, I just don't want it anymore.
I'm sorry. You're a fucking monster. You're a monster. There's no reason for you to be doing this. You know the best part about this is there's 2 chicks in here with me saying this too. I'm not the guy doing this.
So procedure days are usually Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. 2-day procedures usually Monday evening. Insertions for Tuesday or Friday late afternoon for Saturday. Insertion of dilators for 3-day procedure are usually Sunday and Monday for Tuesday or Thursday and Friday for Saturday. Specific time must be scheduled.
You want to get the comments?
Is it just me or does it sound like he just liked experimenting on these?
He loved it.
He was Mangala. He was literally the American Mangala. That's what he was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get some comments real fast. We got some people in here. Slippy is here. I saw.
Hey, Slippy.
Slippy, what's up? And
Slippy.
Star.
Did you? Was this guy
Star.
on the dark web? Maybe.
What? Who said that? Oh, and then Whitechapel. Yeah, was this guy in the dark web? Yeah, that's what you said. Was this guy in the dark web? I wouldn't put it past it, but I also wouldn't go looking for it because.
Although he probably, I mean, it didn't sound like he tried to hide.
No, he didn't. He was right there. And he was a serial killer in
I was
plain
gonna say
sight.
he was probably too busy like doing abortions to be on the dark web.
He when we get into like the actual gory scenes of this,
which will be next
episode. He probably would have done that. I mean, I'm sorry. He did the television thing in the 70s for a few weeks with it.
15 abortions on TV.
Yeah. So he had no problem with it.
What kind of monster?
Yeah. We're at.
Sorry.
People can also order stuff online. I agree. What? Sorry.
Huh?
Slippy. It's out of context with Whitechapel. I'm sorry. I'm getting everything from YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook right now in the chat.
And I'm trying to figure out what that means.
So right above Slippy, it's all, was this guy on the dark web?
People can also order things online.
Yeah, and then you can see right here where the thing is all, people can also order things online. I was like, excuse me? Just kidding, Slippy. It's just the way it came up in the chat.
I still don't know what that's in reference to, but.
Go to my Amazon links.
Right? So he was also associated with clinics in Delaware and Louisiana. Atlantic Women's Services in Wilmington, Delaware, was also Gosnell's place of work 1 day a week. The owner of Atlantic Women's Services, Leroy Brinkley.
Did he Leroy Jenkins' place?
Also owned Delta Clinic in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and facilitated the hiring of staff from there for Gosnell's operation in Philly. So, known prior complaints. 89 to 93, cited by Pennsylvania Department of Health for having no nurses in the recovery room. 96, censured and fined in both Pennsylvania and New York for employing unlicensed personnel. Around 97, pediatrician Dr. Donald Schwartz, the former head of adolescent services at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and as of 2010, Philadelphia's health commissioner, testified in a 2010 hearing that around 96, 97, he hand-delivered a letter of complaint about Gosnell's practice to the Secretary of Health's office and stopped referring patients to the clinic, but received no response. He was referring people there.
That's interesting.
Well,
it's interesting he received no response.
Yeah, that is. 2000, civil lawsuit filed on behalf of the children of Samika Shah, who called the clinic the day after the abortion to report heavy bleeding, and she died 3 days later of a perforated uterus and bloodstream infection. The case alleged that Gosnell had failed to tell her to return to the clinic or seek medical care after. The case was settled out of court for $900,000 in 2002.
That's a lot of money in 2002.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy thing is, yeah, it is a huge amount of money, but with how much money they were taking in, it was like,
nothing.
Here you go. That's nothing. Here you go. We're done.
Around 2001, Gosnell claimed to be providing children's vaccines under a program administered by the Health Department's Division of Disease Control, but was reportedly suspended for failing to maintain logs and storing vaccines in unsanitary and inappropriate refrigerators at improper temperatures. December
if
2000.
he couldn't get them while they were in the womb, he'd get them after.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They would be born alive, and then he would kill them.
Well, or he'd give them improper. I mean, vaccinations already make little ones have a reaction.
Yeah.
Kind of sick. But if you're not storing them correctly and in unsanitary conditions and improper temperatures and stuff like that,
I'm not allowing them to be clustered. We are not. We're just not. Like, we understand that some of them need to happen, but like, they are not going to be clustered because there's something like, we used to have like 10 to 12.
Yeah.
And now there's like 30. They're a 26 to 28 or something like that. Not counting COVID.
Yeah.
Well, each state's different, and you need to find out what your state's requirements are for like school and things like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we got the basics.
That's what I want
for Odd Daughter. We didn't get all the frou-frous.
Yeah, I don't want to do all the frou-frou stuff. I want to just do the basics, the stuff that's necessities.
Yes.
You know, and oh my God.
Kisa said, I still say he needs to sit on old Sparky.
He does.
Well, the good thing about this is he's not getting out alive. He is currently 80-something years old in the prison. He is not getting out of there alive. That is the good part about this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So in December 2001, ex-employee Marcella Chong gave what a grand jury would later call a detailed written complaint to the Pennsylvania Department of State, one which she followed up with an interview in March of 2002. 2006 civil lawsuit filed by patient but dismissed as out of time. The complaint was that Gosnell had been unable to complete an abortion, but then apparently failed to or refused to call paramedics or other clinical emergency personnel after the patient needed help. The patient reported, I really felt like he was going to let me die.
Oh, he was.
Does it also sound like he paid off some people?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. That's what was making light of the $900,000. Like, yeah, in 2002, that's a lot of money. That's a couple million.
That's a lot of money now.
Oh yeah.
In 2002, that's a whole lot of money.
But with how much money they were bringing in, he was able to pay that and be done with it.
Here's the last part because we're gonna get into the legal case after, or I mean our next time around.
We'll chat for a minute while we.
In total, 46 known lawsuits were filed against Gosnell over 32 years of his career. Observers claim that there was a complete failure by Pennsylvania regulators who had overlooked other repeated concerns brought to their attention, including a lack of trained staff, barbaric conditions, and a high level of illegal late-term abortions, which they intentionally overlooked because it was in the poor areas.
You know,
he was paying somebody off.
Yeah.
What the thing
I'll
with
almost guarantee you.
The thing with it, I know someone who wants to have an abortion, like say a couple weeks before the baby's born, is definitely a monster. But at the same time, these other women were completely being taken advantage by him. Completely.
Yeah.
He could have turned people away. He could have did whatever he could. He could have tried other means, but no, he was just happy to murder them and butcher these women.
While I'm going to say here that I don't agree with abortion whatsoever, I also am not going to fault people who did it very early on.
No, we got to be completely empathetic to people like that. There's nothing.
I don't agree with them. I think that they made a poor choice. However, that's a choice that they have to live with, not me.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I'm not going to fault them. They felt like it was something that they needed to do, albeit I believe it being wrong. I'm not going to be mean to them. For example,
and early term and I know this is going to sound very callous, but early term, like in the first 6 weeks, and I'm not talking the first like people like to blow it out of proportion and go, oh, the first 6 weeks you don't even know you're pregnant. No, it's the first 6 weeks after you miss a menstrual.
Yeah.
So there's something going on. Yeah. Like unless you have a normal cycle of doing that, like 2 months in between periods or something like that, that's a little different. I can understand how somebody will be like, oh well, that's just my normal schedule.
Yeah.
But if you are regular and you don't have your period, something is wrong.
Yeah.
And you've got 6 weeks, that's a month and a half, to at least go and buy a 99-cent pregnancy test.
We got a few of them, and they all came back positive. We're like, yeah, it's done.
All right, here we go.
Aki is freaking out. Going,
he's like, I'm good. I'm like, I'm
great.
having a panic attack. Okay. Do you want to be a seahorse?
No, I'm good. Luckily, I'm not. Born a human. Well, I mean, according to some of these lefties, I mean, there might be a chance of me being might have been a chance of me being a seahorse.
But for example,
by the way, lefties, we're not Christian over here. Just letting you guys know.
For example,
we're just common sense.
I happen to know somebody who had an abortion. I didn't understand any of it.
I've known
it was a very early. Well, hold on. It was a very early term one. I did not know at the time that the person that she was with was beating the living shit out of her.
Right.
I had no clue. No clue. I only found out about the procedure because she had an unfortunate situation happen where she hadn't eaten and she took pain meds. And she had gone out with us without really saying, hey, I had something happen. She didn't need to tell us that she had that. But, I mean, at least saying, hey, I don't feel good or whatever. So that's how we found out that it even happened. And then I found out years down the line that he had been beating the crap out of her.
Yeah.
And so,
well, and everybody's situation is different. I also knew someone that used it as a form of abortion, as a form of of birth control, and I never understood that.
I don't get it.
High school, I knew a chick. She did, 3 of them in a row.
Oh, watch out! We're gonna have somebody go.
Oh, he doesn't want to argue with me.
No,
I've just been playing with him lately. I'm not.
Not him.
I was gonna say, I was like, when I get serious, he's gonna.
No, not him.
On my game.
I'm talking about. Have you ever worked for a gynecologist? No, but I have a vagina, bitch.
No, I forget what I was gonna say now.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I kind of know what I'm talking about.
No, I
had someone ask me that.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, that's what was it? No, yeah. Then she turned around after having 3 abortions because they didn't like using condoms, and this is a real thing that happened. She turned around and was able to have plenty of. I think she ended up having like 4 or 5 kids.
A clown car for a vagina?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I mean, it would have been like 9 or 10.
Okay, the reason why I'm saying that because when you have a couple abortions, especially if you do them in a row. You scar things up.
Yeah.
But somehow she was able to pull it off after the fact.
Didn't mean to burp in everyone's ear. Yeah, Slippy said, or if the woman gets it just to be spiteful towards the man. Yeah, it does. It drives them insane.
It does.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Then I knew someone as well who, and out like society has changed a lot. But when I was in high school, like it was not uncommon if that happened, the person would be forced to get one. And I've also seen the other side of that, to where someone wanted it and was forced to have one, and it really messed them up.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a woman that we follow. She's actually a big proponent against abortion. She Albany Rose.
Yeah.
She actually she even says she is a post-abortive anti-abortion a proponent. And basically what happened was she was pregnant at like 15 or 16. She has her story up, so I'm comfortable saying this. She was pregnant at like 15 or 16. Her dad or her stepdad had taken her into the clinic, and she even wrote on the paperwork, "I don't want to do this. Please don't do this."
That was kind of the same situation with the person I knew.
They ignored it and did it anyway.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be empathetic to people like this. You can't.
I can't just assume that's because somebody's had an abortion.
I'm sorry. As much as I don't agree with abortion, I'm not going to be one of the guys protesting it either. You know, unless it's.
But I can assume if you're 7 months pregnant and you go in for an elective abortion,
that you're a horrible person and you're a monster.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That point, just you got 2 more months. Actually,
you won't change my mind on that.
No,
not one bit. I am 100% with you on that.
There's a difference between making a mistake and poor judgment and being a complete monster when the child is actually viable.
Yeah, you can just wait a month and then give it up for adoption. I don't know.
Exactly.
It's not hard.
So, I swear I'm not picking my nose. I have a septum ring and nose rings.
Akia's in the back now. She could hide behind the mic like I did and go like this. Every night, I'm at the front now. Everyone can see my beard and all this other stuff. I swear I have long hair too. I just have it tied back right now.
Well, at least you don't do this and they can do that.
No, when I'm back there, I'll go like this and just take sips off beer. I'll do this with water. No one can see me. Everyone can see me.
I'm just drinking water bottles. I feel like I'm not hydrated enough right now.
Oh my goodness! So I know we're getting off a little bit off subject, but so me and Oddfather we are doing the it's very similar to the Mediterranean diet. It's just healthy eating. We're doing the where you cut out the additional sugars.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be so hard.
That's what I was doing before.
And it's
we got
not,
pregnant.
and it's so good. Like we're going to have shrimp tacos tomorrow night.
I was doing all that prior to having my gallbladder out, and then every now and then, now that I've had my gallbladder out, I get a little stoned and I go a little crazy with the snacks because I can.
I'm gonna.
Well, I've got all low sugar snacks. Like it's natural sugar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, the natural
like I
sugar
got
stuff
pears
is good.
and lots of nuts and whole grains and things like that. So
Fruits.
even if I were to get the munchies, I'm still gonna munch out healthily.
I want to address something Slippy's saying.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
So Slippy said, or if the woman gets it just to be spiteful towards the man and drives him insane, making him feel like a failure as a man. That's what happened to me 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Or
Terrible.
at least
I
let
think
the
there
man.
There should be some legal repercussions
some laws
for that.
there.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
There absolutely should. Any woman.
Seriously, like if the father wants it, then sign something. She has to have it, and then the father takes responsibility.
Like I'm
and
sorry.
No child support or anything.
Any
like
person who claims,
I'm sorry that you no longer want to carry the baby because a lot of the argument that I always hear is, yeah, but the man doesn't have to carry the baby.
No, but if the man says I want to actually
matter.
take the baby after you're done, that's just 9 months of your life.
It sucks. It does because I'm constantly morning sick. Like it's not morning, guys. I'm constantly sick. I am not able to do as much as I typically would. I'm not able to do walks like I typically would. I'm not able to earn as much money as I typically would. I am having trouble continuing some projects. Just at least these projects would be done by now if I weren't feeling like shit. But that being said, I can handle it. It just sucks.
Yeah.
And I know
it's hard being pregnant. It's hard.
It does. It sucks ass. But I didn't get here by myself.
No, I didn't pull out.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's typically how it works.
Stuck it in and left it in. It was fun.
But I'm saying the fetus has two different DNA strands. You know what I'm saying? It's got the mother's DNA and the father's DNA. Both of them should have a say.
Yeah, I didn't get here by myself, so
Exactly.
it's not all my choice anymore.
If I have a daughter, it's gonna be just
Exactly.
like me. It's gonna be just she's just gonna be very talkative, very much an asshole.
I
just
have-
mean to
Well, and
everybody.
you have some people too that say, well, what about rape? What about incest?
Yeah,
That is not an elective abortion.
No,
That
it's
is a
not.
criminal. That falls under the legal. Like,
Yeah.
if people will look at the laws in their state, most, if not all states, have like
abortion available for people who are raped.
abortion ability in instances like that.
And that's the thing.
So-
Typically, somebody who
And
finds
it's
out that
different.
they're pregnant from abortion or rape is going to find out pretty early on.
Abortion.
Yeah.
Abortion or rape.
This
Incest
isn't
or
a Cradle
rape.
of Filth song.
Pregnant from abortion.
Abortion.
No, pregnant from rape or
Incest.
or any of those things. They're going to find out pretty early on.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to take care of it pretty early on
Mhm.
because they don't want to have to go through that very long.
Yep.
And you know what? I will give some kudos. I'm not saying anything negative about the women who couldn't do it, but I have to give extra kudos to the women who decided to go through with it because they decided that it wasn't the baby's fault.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It is. That's a different one. I mean, like, I don't know how I feel about that personally.
I
mean, I don't
think
but
it's wonderful that they had the
Yeah.
opportunity to do that. Some of them have put the babies up for adoption, but there are several who kept them.
Oh, exactly.
And I could not imagine being that woman. But a huge kudos to them for
Mhm.
having the strength to do something like that. Because I couldn't imagine it.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
that's
like you said, it's not the baby's fault.
It's
the baby
not.
had the child had no say in it whatsoever.
oh yeah.
Period.
And I understand somebody who maybe goes through with it and then puts it up for adoption because they can't handle looking at the baby or whatever, and they
Well,
understand.
and that's understandable.
Yeah, that's 100% understandable. And I even understand somebody who gets an early term abortion because they were raped.
Yeah,
And I understand women that it happens accidentally, and whether they miss the time frame to be able to get one, or they just don't, they have a moral stance and give it up for adoption.
Oh, 100%.
exactly. Slippy,
Yeah.
I begged her not to, cried, pled. She
Yeah.
said she was
I'm sorry that happened.
I was acting pathetic.
That
sucks that it happened, but what I tell myself to make myself feel better is at least I dodged a bullet. Yeah. I mean,
Oh yeah.
at least you're not, oh God, how do I say this? You're not connected to her
Oh, exactly.
anymore.
right.
And as horrible as that is, and as horrible of a thing as she did, you're not connected to her anymore. You don't have to deal with her anymore.
And you're not the one that has to live. I mean, you have to live with it, but
You don't have to live with it the same way she does.
Exactly.
with you didn't make the decision. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? You don't have to live with the fact that she's gonna have to live with the fact that she made the actual conscious decision to do something like that, and that's
Yeah.
gonna come back to haunt a person at some point.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I am. This chat thing is a double-edged sword. We can see everything on our side when you finally get to use Streamlabs on Mother, when you get a laptop and everything like that. It's so good. It's so.
When we
you
get
see
our
everything-
Starlink hooked up,
Oh yeah, you get your eat off Musker Starlink.
yes, yes.
but it's.
I hate electric cars. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I don't dislike Elon, but I hate electric
Oh, I
cars.
love Elon Musk. I love everything he's doing, man. It's great. Yeah.
But I will get Starlink.
Yeah, Starlink's awesome. But you can see.
And if
the
he would
chat.
make phones, it would be amazing.
Oh, I actually bet he is, because the Starlink, you can get it through T-Mobile now. I bet you he's going to go to making phones.
Ah.
But the crazy thing, what I'm going to say is, I keep wanting to bring the chat up and bring it
And we
up, and I was
can't
like,
the same way.
but at the same time, everyone can see it right there. I was like,
Yeah.
so it's like seeing Keisa saying I'm sorry to Slippy, it was like, oh wait, she can see all that right there too.
That's one other thing I want to bring up, because this is a harsh subject and everything like that. People don't take into account how it affects the men as well.
No, they never
Yeah,
do.
right.
Not one bit.
Everybody does the my body, my choice.
I don't know
it's
how
the
many.
woman's choice.
I've lost count of how many arguments I've gotten into with a chick simply because I said, "Look, I don't agree with abortion. That's my view. I'll never project my views onto you unless you ask my opinion," which they 90% of the time do, and then it turns into this. It's my vagina. It's this or that. I was like, you asked me. I didn't come up to you. We were having a conversation about something else, and it came right up. And then I don't know.
Well, they forget they allowed some male to stick their penis into their vagina. They allowed it.
Another argument I would have. Yeah, I was like, it doesn't matter if you're wearing condoms. It doesn't matter if you have birth control. Oh. There is a chance it will happen, and if you put a penis inside of a vagina, you should assume you're going to have a child.
I finally understood what Slippy said when he said you could order it offline. The abortion pill.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you can
order it online.
Yes, well, you can order it off Amazon.
I think it's over the counter.
No, there's Plan B is over the counter, and I think that's responsible if you use Plan B after you have unprotected sex and you realize,
the EU, whatever. The European.
That's the one you take within
bill.
the first 24 hours.
72,
right?
yeah.
72. Okay.
You will be.
I feel like that's responsible.
You will be sick from taking it, but it's basically like a super dose of
birth control.
Birth control. Whereas the EU version of it is quite literally the abortion pill. Like it just induces.
And so there's they have an abortion pill, which I think it's up to it's the first trimester.
That's what that one girl died of, wasn't
yes.
it? Because she took it too late in her trimester, and
yes,
you can't do that.
Well, because you have to be able to expel everything, and you can't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but yeah, people don't take that stuff into account. They all do the whole "it's my body, my choice," and I'm sorry, but you took the dick.
You took the name or they them dick or whatever it is.
I just said the dick. You took the dick and you got pregnant and you knew that there was that chance. You didn't take extra precautions by doing Plan B or anything like that afterwards.
I don't understand that. Like I've never ever assumed that one time I might not have a kid or whatnot while having sex. Every single time I've gone in with sex, I'm probably going to have a kid. There's a chance of me having a kid. And I was so paranoid about it in high school that I literally would, put on I was about to say something stupid. I was about to say double pack and all this other stuff.
No, double packing is not good.
No, it's not. I didn't do that. But I would be paranoid. And I literally would check the condom afterwards, all this other stuff.
Well, and you can get the ones that have the spermicide in them. I mean, there are things that you can do to lower your chances.
Yeah. You can take the chance when you do the bedroom dance. That's true.
Ew, Slippy. I'm sorry.
That
wasn't ew towards you. That was just ew towards her.
The other argument I was having with I can't remember who it was. It was one of my old friends. I think it was a chick who married us, and we got into it. And I was like, okay,
love her
okay.
Dearly.
I was like, okay.
For the record, love her dearly.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Let me ask you this. I was like, if you can have an abortion, can I just walk away? Because I can't physically take the kid out of you, but I can have technically my own abortion. And believe me, oh my God, dude, it was like
every woman gets mad at that for some reason.
It was like I opened up the gates of hell and all the harpies came out. How dare you want to walk away from this? How dare you? Oh, we got a follower.
Hey, we got a like.
We got a like. That's what it was. I was like, but what if I don't want the responsibility? I was like, did you guys ever consider that? What if I don't want if you don't want the responsibility, you just go down to the clinic and you're sore and in pain for a couple of days and then whatever. But if I don't want the responsibility, I'm locked down with a child for 18 years.
You are tied to the railroad track.
Oh yeah. And I'm screwed. I'm paying child support, everything else. And I cannot get out of that in any way, shape or form. It is completely and utterly one-sided when it comes to the courts, when it comes to men very badly.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, you think it's actually worse in California. It's actually worse in southern states and other places where California is somewhat.
Oh, it is.
somewhat understanding when it comes to a man's rights. Not very,
it's
but
the same
slightly.
thing. It's the same thing with divorce and custody of the children.
Yeah, California's weird with that. We have a 6-month cool down period for divorce. Like, whereas
in case they want to get back together.
Other states, it's immediate. And I was like, wait a second, wouldn't that be empowering to women? And how California is with being very leftist, that the divorces should be done immediately.
Other states, it's like a month.
Yeah, a month. You think California would fast track it here? It'd be 3 days, but
Right.
no, forever.
Oh,
But-
okay.
All right, I think that's it for tonight.
Well,
Oh,
that was I would say interesting, but that's he's just a horrible person.
It was horrific. I'm not gonna lie. But
Court cases next week, and then
Mhm.
yeah, the everything out. We might get into the gory details next week. That's gonna be how everything was. It's bad. So
Yeah.
Joshua,
shimmy,
we're
shimmy,
done.
Cocoa poop.
Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa poop. That's what I'm gonna do right now.
I gotta pee so bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed. I am so tired.
Yeah.
I've been up since 4:00 this morning.
I took a pregnant nap.
I have been up actually since around the same time that you got up. But just over here, I've been up since 1 o'clock in the morning. We went to bed early last night, and all of a sudden I just my mom woke me up to put the dogs out, and I literally brought them in. I'm sorry, and I literally have been up ever since.
Slippy, you're fine.
Yeah.
No, Slippy, you're fine.
You're
man.
totally fine. That it was a fucked up topic,
Yeah.
and if we could ever help anybody, like get that shit out, go for it. Like I know that I kept bashing on abortions the whole time, but I was talking about the late term stuff.
Oh,
But
next episode's the.
I think that we should also talk about the effect that it has on men.
Next episode is going to be the.
Well, and we are not exactly. We are not politically correct. If you have something to say,
say it.
Say it.
This is the place to do it. And that's what we're doing.
Even if you disagree with us, say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fact checkers are gone on Facebook. You can say what you want again.
We're all for freedom of speech.
Yep. That's exactly
Thank
what we are.
God, back to logic.
Discourse and freedom of speech. That's how everything works. And tariffs. I love tariffs. I'm loving
For the
this.
record, I had a fist. I had a fist when I did that.
Reset the economy and fix everything in the stock market. This is going to be great when it finally gets when we get inflation down. It's going to be great.
This first year, that's what I've told people that talk about it. This first year is going to be difficult.
Oh yeah.
But we can either go for 1 year of it being uncomfortable,
or
keep going down the road that we're going to where you wind up
Great
paying
Depression.
70% of your freaking taxes to the government, and you're allowed to exist.
Oh well, I mean, think about it right now. Yeah, we have one. Actually, if you think about it this way, 1 year of extending the BS that came from Biden. 1 extra year, and it's actually starting to fix a lot of stuff right now.
And these NGO things that they're going through, you talking about some dark money rabbit hole.
Oh yeah.
With some of this stuff, and I think they're going to be looking into Act Blue, which I think they need to.
Oh, I hope so.
They need to.
I think they will. But Tyler, we're 5 more hours now. Tyler's here. No, we're done, Tyler. I'm sorry, man. We are done for the night, and I think that's.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go smoke and go to bed. So, Akia just walked away to go use she went to go to the pregnant ladies' room. So, but white chicks are retarded. Oh, she's back, Tyler. Look
Oh
at
my
Tyler.
God! So you guys, I have had such a good time with there is anybody over on X. I have become like a complete I exist over there on X.
I gotta get logged back
retard
into
finder.
it.
I find retard.
I can't get into half my stuff.
Yeah. What was it again?
You need to follow him. I find retards.
Is it political?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's hilarious.
I love I find retards.
Oh my God, he's hilarious.
like you'll have Chuck Schumer or something say something stupid, and then all of a sudden he'll pop in going, "Hello."
Hello. Oh my God. It's almost like my reels that I put up. Millions of views off the most racist stuff I put up on Instagram. I don't even know how I do it. And I'm not even racist.
No, but you know what? I always enjoyed the shock jock.
Oh yeah. That was the best. Yeah, they're not.
You got to be able to laugh at yourself.
You do.
You got to be able to laugh at yourself and laugh at everybody else and laugh at absurdity.
Shit about myself all the time. I don't give a shit.
If you look at the reels that I post up, when you read between the lines and everything like that, it is very self-deprecating. Very self-deprecating. Midget porn. I love midget porn. Not gonna lie.
Vigo the racist.
Vigo the racist. I own it. The eat off Musker memes and everything.
Do it with flares.
So,
oh god.
All right, guys, we're out of here. It's burning up, and I'm gonna go smoke.
I'm on bottle number
See
4
you
of water.
Week.
Next Friday, we're back with part 2 of the curious case of Kermit Gosnell.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I don't know the world.